The truth about the journey to your success is that you are going to experience good times, bad times, and even ugly times. And for a lot of us, we know exactly what to do when things are good. But do we really know what to do when things are bad or even ugly? That's why in this episode, we're going to be talking about handling failures and how to keep going. Because these are just the facts about the journey to success, good, bad, ugly, it's very important that we have the right perspectives in place so that way we get through the bad and even the ugly times. So I'm going to be giving you 4 perspectives that you can use to help you navigate through the bad and ugly times and even the good times. So if that interests you, if you're somebody that is serious about your personal development, you're serious about making it through and persevering through the good, bad, and ugly times, you're going to want to check out this episode. This is the space where you are saying yes to your biggest goals in a world full of idle dreamers by empowering your identity, beliefs, and abilities. Prepare yourself because to create the reality we want, we say no to excuses, who cares to other people's thoughts, feelings, or expectations. And we say enough to the things that are holding us back from our greatness. It's time to set the table to do the work to become successful, fulfilled, and free. Welcome to the Dream Lifestyle Podcast. Welcome to the Dream Lifestyle Podcast. My name is Trevón Jr., and I'm excited to have you guys here for today's episode where we're talking about handling failure and basically just how to keep going. This is super important because the truth about the journey to success is that we're going to experience lows. There's going to be adversity. We're going to experience chaos. There's going to be moments where all hell is breaking loose around us. So it's very important that we're prepared for that. Rather than hope that it never happens, we are prepared. And the way in which we prepare for that is by having the proper perspective. And the 4 perspectives that I'm going to be sharing with you in terms of how to handle the bad and even the ugly have completely transformed my life. They really have allowed me to go from a victim mindset to a victor mindset. And because I know that they've changed my life, I know that they have the ability to change yours as well, even as you navigate your chaos, even as you may navigate the hell that may be breaking loose around you. So I'm excited about to share those perspectives with you today. But before we get into the episode, if you can do me a favor, if you can like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're watching me on YouTube or if you're listening to me on a podcast platform, do me a favor, leave me a review. I'd really appreciate it. And also be sure to share this episode with other people that you know are serious about personal development, because that's literally what Craft to Dream is about, is just personal development and just really helping people become more so that way they can achieve more. So please do me that favor. I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you are somebody that deals with overthinking, if you are somebody that deals with fear, if you are somebody that maybe deals with lack of discipline, self-doubt, whatever it is, and you struggle with starting habits, you struggle with starting the right habits for your success, you need to be at our gravity experience. You need to be at our momentum gravity experience where you are really going to learn how to create real momentum for your success. And if you're really also, you hear me say that and you're wondering, well, why you need to be there, I'm going to say it's costing you too much not to be there. Because the price that you are paying due to the fear, the price that you are paying due to the self-doubt, due to the overthinking is much too high. And you need to be living the life of your dreams. And so I'm encouraging you to at least check it out. Go to craftyourdream.org so that you can get all the information. It's a 2-hour experience that really has the potential and really has the potency to change your life. So check that out. It's happening August 13th, and I look forward to seeing you there. Now, let's get into this episode where we're talking about handling failure and basically just how to keep going. Failure is one of those things that when you have the right perspective about it, when you have the right perspective about low moments, that it really can empower you. Because one of the things you really need to understand is that when you have extreme ownership over the process, when you have extreme ownership over the journey, you have the right perspective. And when you have the right perspective, you're going to start making the right decisions. And when you make the right decisions, you won't be in the bad and ugly places for too long. And so that is why I started off basically saying and speaking to the importance of perspective, because perspective is basically very indicative of your belief. Because when you believe something is going to happen, that basically bleeds into your perspective about it, about just life, right? When you think about your belief in your business, when you think about your belief in yourself, belief in your career, whatever it is, you have a certain perspective about things because of that belief system. And so because it's just a fact that, there's going to be low moments, because it's just a fact there's going to be bad moments, because it's just a fact that there are going to be ugly moments, if you have the right perspective, you're going to be able to make decisions that'll get you out of those situations. And so that's why I'm going to be sharing with you 4 perspectives that have completely transformed my life, and I know that they can do the same for you. So the first perspective that I want to share with you, which will lead to really, really good decisions, is understanding that no one's going to be able to save you. Understand that no one is going to be able to save you. And what I really mean by that is when you think about just who's responsible for your progress, it's only you. You are in control of, if you're moving forward, if you're standing still, or if you're moving backwards. And yes, I talk a lot about having the right community around you, having the right solar system, the right people around you, and everything like that. But the truth is, those things, those people are only able to help you. They're only able to guide you. They're only able to encourage you, motivate you, but they can't do the work for you. And all they can do is put you in position to make the right decisions, but they can't make the decisions for you. So when you truly understand, even as you are navigating the good and the ugly, no one is coming to save you. And the reason why I also worded it this way is because if you are in a bad situation, if you are in a situation that has you stuck and you are just in a place of expectation, well, somebody's going to come and I'll get the answer. Someone's just going to tell me what to do. You are going to stay there for a very, very long time. And it's very important that you understand you don't have time to waste. And if you are in a position where you're in a bad spot and you are just expecting your coach, you're expecting a friend, you're expecting someone on YouTube to just tell you exactly what you need to do to get out of it, you're wasting time. And so I really want you to adopt and really install this perspective of no one's going to save you. Yes, there's going to be people that help you. Yes, there's going to be people that motivate you. Yes, there's going to be people that encourage you and give you the tools to put you in position. But at the end of the day, it is up to you. It's your responsibility to get yourself out. It's your responsibility to change whatever it is that's going on around you. Okay? That's extreme ownership of the situation. So when you truly understand that no one's coming to save you, you're going to start making decisions from a place of ownership rather than just waiting around for somebody else to deal with your problems. Okay? And so that's why that's super important. And so, and be clear, it's very important to have people. So I don't want to just sound like, oh, it's all on you, cut everybody off. Like, you need the right people around you. That is facts. But when it comes to the actual decision making, when it comes to those actual moments where you might have to sit in your room by yourself, in a bed, tears flowing down your eyes, whatever, like, that's up to you. That's all on you. And those are powerful moments for you, but you have to own it and you have to get to it quickly and not waste time. Okay, so that's the first perspective, is that no one is going to come save you. The second perspective is that your problem is a privilege. Your problem is a privilege. And what I mean by that is whatever problem it is that you're facing, whatever chaos it is that you may be experiencing, is truly just indicative of the position that you're in. And that is important because the problems that you're facing today may or may not be, but more than likely, if you're progressing, they're not going to be the same problems you used to deal with. Because once again, when you think about the journey and just the end point, the goal that you have for yourself, that is an unknown thing to you just because you haven't experienced it, right? You're on your way. And you may have seen other people be in the position. You may see other people influencing. You may see other people running successful businesses, doing the whole thing, doing what you want to do, right? That's the whole purpose of having a success model. But when you think about your own process in terms of your own journey to that point, it's unknown to you. And so in the same way that success is unknown to you and you're learning and growing so that way you can know that success, you got to take the good with the bad, meaning there are going to be some problems that are unknown to you as well. And so because there are problems that are unknown to you as well, it's going to be very important that you look at the problems as a privilege, because the problems are basically a sign that you're moving forward. The problems that you're experiencing are a sign that you're in a certain position. And that's an empowering thought. I really want you to think about that for a second. If you are dealing with certain issues and problems, that means you're in a certain position. And for you to be in a certain position means that you have the ability and the responsibility to handle those problems, to fix those problems. Because once again, no one's going to come save you. And because you're looking at your problem as a privilege, you're going to make the decisions to get you out. And so when you truly understand that your problem is really a privilege, then you're going to make those certain types of decisions that where you're owning it. You're owning the problem and you're owning the solution as well, because you're spending more time on the solution rather than focusing so much on the problem. If you're just like, oh, this problem is just a problem, it's just a problem. No, this is a privilege and I'm going to handle it. All right. That's the perspective that you want. So understand that your problem really is a privilege. Now, the third perspective that I want to share with you is that you choose how to respond. You choose how to respond to adversity. You choose how to respond to chaos. You choose to respond to how, if your friend disappoints you. You choose how to respond if something falls through in business. You choose how to respond if you get 0 views on your content. Whatever it is, whatever disappointment, whatever low point, whatever it is that makes you feel bad, whatever your bad, whatever your ugly is, you choose how to respond. It has nothing to do with what the situation is. The problem is the problem. That's not going to change. That's just a fact. But you own how you're going to respond to it. And the reason why I say that is because so often people believe because they're experiencing certain problems that they now become powerless, that because they've now encountered a problem that they've never experienced before, or encountered a problem that is just bigger than what they could have ever imagined, that they now have 0 power and 0 ability to even see on the other side. And the truth is, you cannot allow the problems that you face today dictate the amount of power that you have. And the way in which you are able to maintain your power is understanding that you choose how to respond. If you get some bad news in your email right now, if someone sends you a bad news text or whatever your situation may be, if you choose to let it keep you down for a week, you'll stay down for a week. If you choose to look at it as a privilege, if you choose to look at it and respond in a way where no one's coming to save you, you're going to make decisions in a way that empower you. You're going to make decisions in a way that keep you moving forward, regardless of whatever it is. And I'm not saying this is easy. I'm not saying that, it's just going to be a piece of cake. It's going to be a walk in the park. But what I am telling you is that it's worth it. What I am telling you is that you have power even in the midst of your bad situation. But it's up to you to realize that power, and not only realize it, but it's up to you to really execute on that power. Okay. But it's up to you to choose how to respond to your adversity. It's up to you to choose how to respond to your chaos. And even when all hell is breaking loose around you, it's up to you to choose how to respond. Because once again, this perspective is only indicative of your belief. Because when you really believe something's going to happen, you're going to double, triple down on whatever it is that you believe in. Because that's really how you know if you believe in something, right? When you think about any good friendship that you have, you know that they're a good friend because you went through some really, really low moments. If you really believe something's going to work, if, you max out the credit card even when it doesn't make sense. Something, you really believe in your goals and your dreams when you really double down on your habits. You really double down on what you know is good, just because you understand the principles that allow you to be successful, to even get you to the position. Because once again, the problems that you face are a privilege based on your position. And when you understand and have the perspective that no one's going to come save you, when you have the perspective that the problems that you're facing today are a privilege, and you understand the power that you have, you choose how to respond. Okay. Now, the last one, and this really ties everything together, particularly on a day-to-day basis when you're thinking about the bad and the ugly. What you focus on is what you see. Okay. What you focus on is what you see. And this, I'm bringing this up because it speaks to the law of polarity. There's always opposites. Everything has an opposite. That's like the broad definition of the law of polarity. Everything has an opposite. And this is not me saying, oh, look for the silver lining in the situation or find the happy. No, it's just the fact is, in anything, there's an opposite. Okay. And it's up to you to find it. It's up to you to focus on it. So are you going to focus on the problem so much so where you are just going to complain? So much so where you're going to be frustrated, so much so where you are going to just cry tears, so much so where you are just going to remain stuck? Or are you going to focus on the aspect of the problem that allows you, that sparks growth? Are you going to focus on the part of the problem that stretches you? Are you going to focus on the piece of the problem that basically stimulates growth? And if you focus on that side of it, if you focus on the positive side, you're going to really make decisions that get you out of that situation. But it's up to you to focus on that, Because if you focus so much on the negative, if you focus so much on how the problem is a problem, rather than focusing on how it's a privilege, rather than understanding that no one's going to come save you, rather than understand that you choose how to respond, you're going to remain stuck because you're just going to be so frustrated. And that's all you're focusing on. Like, oh my God, how can it be me? Why am I going through this? Why is it that when anyone else starts something, it's just so easy for them? But that's because that you're focusing on something that is only going to keep you frustrated. You're focusing on something that's only going to keep you stuck. So it's very important that you have the perspective and the understanding that when you focus on your success, when you focus on your own journey, when you even focus on the polar opposite of whatever the bad situation is that leads to your growth, that leads to your ability to become more, it's very important that it leads you to better decisions. And everything is about making decisions. You want to put yourself in the right situation, the right position to make good decisions, okay? And that basically is what that perspective does. Like when you are focusing on the right stuff, you're going to see things. You're going to start looking at things differently, and just your overall perspective is going to be a lot different. So you really want to make sure that you're focusing on whatever is in line with your goal, okay? As you are dealing with whatever you're dealing with, find some way to focus on an aspect of that problem that is in line with what it is that you want to do, that is in line with some level of growth, that's in line with some level of your belief. Because at the root of all of this, in terms of how you respond to adversity and how you respond to chaos, how you respond to bad, how you respond to ugly, it is your belief. And that belief is going to fuel your perspective. And that perspective is going to lead to the decisions that you make to get you out of it. Okay. So I really want you guys to get that. But just to recap on just the 4 perspectives that I gave you on how to handle failures and on how to keep going. You need to understand that no one is going to be able to save you. No one's going to save you. It's up to you. You hold the power to get yourself out. The second perspective is that your problem is a privilege. All right, because it's basically indicative of your position. Because you're in the position that you're in, you have the honor of handling that privilege. You have the honor of handling that problem. You have the honor of handling that situation, and you have the power to do it. The third perspective is you choose how to respond. You are not powerless to your chaos. You are not powerless to your situation. You are not powerless to your problem. It is up to you to choose a response that stimulates growth. It's up to you to choose a response that moves you forward towards your goal and to your dream. And lastly, what you focus on is what you see. Focus on focus on the perspective and the aspects of the problem that are in line with your goal. All right. So those are the 4 perspectives. Like I said, these perspectives have truly changed my life. These perspectives will get you out of any type of victim mentality. These perspectives will allow you to make good decisions so that way you can really accomplish your goals and even move forward regardless of what stage you're in. If you're in a good spot, bad spot, ugly spot, these 4 perspectives, I'm telling you, will allow you to overcome and allow you to get through anything that you're facing. Okay. So I appreciate you guys for checking out this episode. I hope it was helpful to you. If it was, do me a favor, leave me a comment to let me know. Also be sure to check out some past episodes where I talked about a variety of topics. So I'm super, super thankful for you guys for checking this out. And always remember, your dream is possible as long as you are willing to work for it. And I'll see you guys next week.